Good morning. Welcome to Love Morning. I am John Halcyon Stin, and I am here for a little gratitude practice and a little intention setting for the day. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching this recording, hello, whatever time it is for you. It is 9 a.m. Pacific time for me. I often try to start with a little song that I make up right now. So join me now for a morning song. Do 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 do. If you know the words, I hope you sing along. Do 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 do. That would be pretty hard because I'm making it up. Do 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 do. If you got some coffee, well, let's drink a cup. It's love morning, yeah, yeah. Love morning, yeah, yeah. It's love morning. Good morning. Welcome to Love Morning. I am so glad to have you here with me. Good morning, Kiri. Good morning, Gerbot. Good morning, Jennifer. I love you too, Kiri. How nice to start this Sunday with all of you. Oh, what a treat. Gerbot is grateful to be back home and for a great eclipse trip. I've heard most of the people I talked to that went on trips to experience the eclipse had awesome eclipse experiences. And it makes me so happy. Like I talked to my friend Michael yesterday, who drove to Texas for the Eclipse Festival and had all sorts of struggles and challenges along the way. And even the Eclipse Festival, they canceled it and told people to get out, but they packed up and then were there and had the clouds open for just an intense, really powerful eclipse experience, which even made them say, like, I mean, I can imagine that one experience makes, a week of travel worth it. As I said, my eclipse experience was compromised by the clouds demons. But I'm so glad I saw it. All right. Kiri says she sang along with the doot-doot-doots. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Kiri. Good morning, Razorblade. Hello to you. And good morning, Jennifer. Love and hugs as well. Thank you. Hey, Pierre is here. Good morning. Pierre says, so much to be grateful for. Kiri saying, I am grateful the eclipse happened in the city I live in. The clouds parted only in the exact spot the eclipse was viewable through, and only for totality. It was divinely special. I've heard that from a few people. That's so freaking cool. Yeah, that's so cool. That is pretty, I could see how that could feel like some kind of divine gift. Kind of like, I love the discussions leading up to the eclipse of like, what is it? The sun is 400 times the size of the moon, but there's 400 times the distance. It's like this perfect ratio that is no reason why it has to be that way. And yet it is. I am grateful. I'm grateful that I got up a couple hours ago, went for a walk, did a little exercising. I'm grateful that the muscle pain that I was feeling yesterday that is not gotten worse. I think it's connected to my nerve pain. I sort of have the beginning of what was the nerve pain that I had really badly in December, January, February, and I was really trying so hard to do everything I could to slow it down and to stop it early. So I've been icing and doing traction. So I'm so grateful that so far it seems to be subsiding. I am a little freaked out and scared. It's not like I did anything to hurt it. I just started hurting. Maybe too much computer work. I don't know. But I'm grateful that it seems to not be getting worse. Kiri, I'm grateful to share this morning with you and share our energy. Good morning, Joyous. Good morning to you. And good morning, Javi. Whoa, what an incredibly rich gathering of people this is. Good morning. Good morning. If you are here and have not said hello, say hello. Leave a little comment in chat. If you are on YouTube or Facebook, I can see both of the comments. And so nice to have you here. Hobby says, I am super grateful for the volunteer team that I have. They are so good. Smiley face with hearts. Oh, that's awesome. It makes me happy that you are getting supported and help doing your work in the world. I'm also grateful for Tim and Amy and everyone who helped put on the celebration of life that I went to yesterday. Our friend Kyle, a veteran, really awesome guy. He took his life end of last month, and so we had a service for him. And I used to avoid funerals and celebrations of life. I didn't see the purpose of getting together and being sad with people. And my view has totally changed. I appreciate the gatherings for a number of reasons. First off, and one of the main reasons that I went to the event yesterday, even though I had only met Kyle a few times, was that I think it means a lot to people, especially when someone has passed before of something other than old age. When a family can see a group of people that cared about their loved one that they didn't know about. And so the ache of loss, that there's some things about a celebration of life that can be soothing. Whether, I mean, not doesn't make it go away, but to see that the person that you loved was loved by others, I think that is a really powerful part of accepting the loss. And the other thing that I really love about the experience of celebrating a life is hearing stories from other people who knew the person in another way. And the reality is, every person knows a person in a different way. Every single person that I know knows me differently than another person. Our relationships are all very unique. And who we are is a part of how we are reflected by the people in our lives. And so you can know someone, you can be best friends with someone, you can be, a child of someone, a parent of someone, you best friend, a spouse of someone, and you know them. And then at a celebration of life, you see other people describe their connections, describe their stories of this, the lens that they saw this person is different. And so you start to realize that this amazing person that you knew, you only had a little tiny view of them. And so you start to see another viewpoint of them and another viewpoint and another viewpoint. And pretty soon you're like, oh, wow, I was appreciating a fraction of this incredible human. This human was so much broader and richer than I ever knew. And I think that makes the pain and sometimes the unfairness of, like, they didn't get enough time, they didn't have enough life. In that moment of seeing all the parts of their life, you go, oh, they didn't have enough, but it was more than I realized, because I get to see all these other avenues of their explorations of themselves and their relationships and the people that love them. I'd never seen Kyle interact with children, but a number of my friends told stories of the way Kyle played and the deep connections that he had with their children. I mean, it also was extremely painful to listen to how profound the connections were between people that I love deeply and the person that is gone, and to be kind of reminded of their grief and how much more significant it is than mine, who did not know him as well. But even that experience of that kind of sympathetic grief, I think is really powerful. It's that fleshing out of a human being and going, oh, wow, this person that in my entire life, I only got this little sliver of them. And in this moment of understanding and hearing and feeling the depth of this person and the love and the impact of this person on all these lives, you get this like surge of richness of the human experience that I don't know where else we get that except for in celebrations of life. Maybe birthday parties, we can tell stories, but I think it'd be good to integrate more opportunities to flesh out our awarenesses of fellow human beings before they're gone, because I imagine that would be such a incredible experience. Many times during the ceremony and the sharing of stories, people mention, man, I wish that Kyle was here to hear this. It would have been exactly what he needed. Now, would it have been enough to heal the pain that eventually pushed him to take his life? Probably not. But what a gift to know how loved you are while you were alive. One thing that we did at we had a storytelling portion where there was a Zoom call where his family was there and participating and listening and getting to see all these people that they cared about, their son and their brother and their uncle. And then we planted a tree with his ashes in the tree on the property. And then we went to another part of the property, and one of Kyle's wishes was to have a Viking funeral pyre. So they had this pretty significant pile of wood all stacked beautifully with a big poster of Kyle on it. We filled it with flowers, put his ashes in it, and then had a massive bonfire. It was really special. And then, lots of hugging and laughing and crying. And I think Kyle really would have loved to see and feel what he inspired. So I'm grateful for this experience of celebrating Kyle's life and the reminder of how rich and full all of our lives are, even when we lose track of it, even when we get too narrow-minded, narrow-focused in what we think our options are, think that our world is about, that when you can take in all these perspectives, life is a incredible jewel. If you are grateful for something, would love to hear what it is. Hello, Sean. Sean's 1.5-year-old Liam and Sean both say hello. Oh no, Sean says hello. Liam says, "Aya! Aya!" Hello to you, Liam. Good morning. Joyous is grateful for grounding, grateful for gospel, and grateful to be growing and being supported and loved along the way. That is a gloriously great gathering of G words. Beautiful, Joyous. And actually, you know what? I just put down, I bought and set up my grounding mat here. It actually plugs into the ground of an outlet, and there's a little mat that I put my feet on barefoot while I'm sitting here, so I can do some grounding. Jennifer says, I am grateful for the magnificent and the mundane. Love that. I'm grateful that warmer weather is on the way, and I'm going to Earth Day Saturday with my friends Rena and Tracy. Oh, is it Earth Day this weekend? Wait, next weekend. Yeah, because if you're saying Saturday, it's got to be next Saturday. Unless you've got a time machine, in which case I'll see you there. Last week. Jennifer's sharing that when someone passes and I'm sad, I always try to focus on how blessed I am that I got to know them. That is a really helpful aspect of gratitude practice, and not one that you should rush into. I think that it's important not to pinch off your grief and force yourself to be grateful. But I agree that is a really that is a way to kind of tether yourself during grief and anchor yourself to that experience, the goal, I think, of a human experience, which is holding sorrow and joy at the same time. And I think that when you can grieve and be grateful at the same time, that is really kind of advanced human, and that is a profound spiritual practice. Gerbot says, I appreciate all the people and points of view that come together here on these mornings. Me too. Thanks, Gerbot. Carolyn, good morning. Good to see you. Carolyn shares, I'm grateful that Animal Control came in on a Sunday morning to give me my doggy back who wandered off last night. Oh, thank you, Animal Control. Oh, that had to be scary. Gerbot shares, life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and find some gratitude every now and then, you can miss it. Thank you, Ferris Gerbot. Sean says that there was a celebration of life for a member of our Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. It was touching. And then right after it, we hosted a baby shower for the celebration of new life and of our baby girl coming next month. Wait, our baby girl? Your baby girl? Congratulations. Oh, okay. I guess you keep reading. Sean says, grateful to my partner who is carrying our new life and growing our little family. Amazing. What a rich tapestry this life is. Yes, with loss and birth, celebration, struggle, triumph, loss, and how rich it all is when we get to share it. How powerful a singular human experience is as you develop relationship and learn from the people in your lives, and how magnified it becomes when we share with one another and get to celebrate the wisdom and learn from one another and feel a little bit of what one another is feeling in our journeys. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, everyone. Good morning, Painey. Much hugs to you. Sean says, something happened during the rainstorms of the burn. Man, that is an awesome origin story. Good morning, Terry. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. I saw that you had a good time at the eclipse. I guess at the Texas Eclipse Festival, because the eclipse was technically, where was the eclipse? Like, does that mean on the moon? In the path? Did we all share the eclipse? Everyone that got to see it all over the world? I guess that's kind of how I've been thinking about it. Feeling this unifying aspect as people all talk about a shared experience. Kiri says, Sean had a mud baby. Janet is grateful for her cat, Carl. He's such a comfort. I love that. Anyone else want to share any more gratitudes before we head off into our day? I am grateful that my eczema has calmed down to the point that I think I can actually bleach my roots again. My head has been so flaky and raw that it's been impossible to bleach it. That would be just too painful. So I'm grateful that my skin is feeling better, and I'm actually kind of amazed how much an impact that makes on my this kind of general well-being. You know, when I catch myself in the mirror and I'm just like, I just look sick, you know, like kind of like something's wrong. There's like flakiness and red patches. It kind of gets me it knocks my solid footing a little bit, which is a good practice. You know, I think it's important, especially as age and the years continually come, there are going to be things that you're gonna have to live with, whether it's wrinkles or illness or ailments. Bald spots. I'm getting real thin back here. Whether my belly's getting pretty big. This is since the injury in December. I haven't lost weight, but I've dramatically reduced muscle tone and increased my belly size, which is I think that's the Hollywood recipe. Isn't that the goal, to minimize muscle and maximize belly? Well, at least as long as my skin looks okay. And when I say okay, it's like I don't have like awesome skin. It's just not raw and flaking as it had been for a while. You know what? I know you're thinking to yourself, would he just please tell me more about his rash? I'm dying to hear the details. Gerbot says, I'm grateful for my continuing practice of our weekly family Zoom. That's great. The new relationship 15, says Kiri. It could be, although my partner is exercising all the time and it looks great. I just have been. Oh, Sean says I look fine. Thank you. To be okay, the honeymoon 15. I mean, there is something that, you know, I feel in this level of like secure attachment that is in a healthy way, to the point of like the goal of healthy secure attachment is so that you can heal and you can work through unresolved things. And I do feel in my relationship, I feel like I'm attracted to her in a way that is so deep, and I have to have faith that she's attracted to me in the same depth. And she says it to me too. She says, oh my gosh, you're so handsome, and I love all the things about you. I'm not going to get into our specific dirty talk, but let's just say she digs me. I tell her, like, there's no amount of pounds or wrinkles that would change how attracted I am to you. And I have a hard time believing it about myself, and she has a hard time believing about her. So it's like, okay, I'm going to trust you on that. But that has allowed me to really work through and process a lot of the vanity struggles that, you know, I think all humans go through. And mine were attached to specific beliefs about worth. You know, very young in my life, I had this belief that, like, I'm not entertaining enough or wise enough to say things that are worth people's attention. But if I look great and I'm in good shape and have abs, like, to look like a model and have something kind of smart to say, like, the combination gives me value. And I don't believe that anymore. Well, I'll take that. That is not a dominant belief anymore. It still has its things that come up at times. And the process of being in a secure relationship with someone who I know loves me and finds me attractive in whatever state that my body is, whatever age it's in, whatever fitness level it's in, does help me to let go and to believe and to feel my worth in those varying states of health, you know, or fitness. And that's in our culture, that I think that can be a doozy. Kiri says, isn't it annoying how when our partner works out, it doesn't change our body? Right? I mean, yeah. My big thing is, like, so I've been sober. I haven't even checked my calendar for a while. I should check my, I have been off of alcohol, ketamine, and GHB for 418 days. I have eaten quite a bit of sweets and ice cream and carbs in that time, however. And I've watched quite a bit of entertainment, whether it's Netflix or Reels. So my current and ongoing growth challenge is in curbing and getting healthy with my self-soothing habits. I'm stoked that I have been clean off the habits that I felt were more destructive, the intoxicants. But on some level, excess sugar is harmful as well. So we're always midway on our journey, right? Thank you, Kiri. Pierre says, I'm grateful for being introduced to a new place, and I'm excited for my oxygen hydroxytherapy next week. Ooh, awesome. Thank you. 418. How many months is that? I'm doing great. I'm not tempted, but I am enjoying. I do like I went shopping the other day. Lisa's, at a retreat, and so I went shopping on the way home. Got some. I think I ate almost everything that I bought at the store. It wasn't a day's worth of food, but I like to eat things. Okay. I think it's time for us to have a hug and head off into our days. So thank you for sticking with me and being a part of this and joining me. So wherever you are, let's give ourselves a big old squeeze, a big hug of appreciation of these bodies and these moments, the richness of life that we get reminded of through one another's sharing. And let's take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and everybody here, thank you for joining us today for some gratitude sharing and love morning, love ambassadorship. I love you. Enjoy your Sunday. I think I'm going to have some cake. No. I'll have avocado and cucumber and tomato. Thanks, Jennifer. Thanks, Sean and Gerbont and Kiri and Razorblade. That'd be an interesting thing. We finish Love Morning and then we all eat a rice cake together or something. Okay, let's take that to the drawing board. I don't think that's a good idea. Happy Sunday. See you tomorrow or later today at Gratitude if you want to join me in Zoom.